something he'd like to do if he can avoid it.
Dude, can you like stop?
Pięć majorów wygrał w Docie.
Huh? Listen.
As we'll get underway here with game number 1 of the best of 3 series. Again, both these two teams very much wanting to win here at 1 and 2. A big old tie here at 4th place this DPC season so far, as that's going to be a D ward here fairly early, but it does reveal half of TOOBASED underneath that sentry. So DogChamp can be at least a little bit happy that they won't end up feeding first blood here, or shouldn't, as Nico does check for a ward, but he's only going to find a Medusa, thereby tanking a couple of tower shots.
30 seconds.
Still, of course, pretty big advantage here for TOOBASED in the sense that they do get that D ward. Makes life slightly easier against a Coddle because now you can, well, the next ward is going to have to be like here or here, maybe here, because you have to defend these Coddle stacks here on Dire side. I gotta be honest with you, most of the times I think I see Coddle on Radiant. And now that I think about that, he might be even faster on Dire. Because these camps are a little bit easier, in my opinion, to get going on this Dire side. At least you can stack, like, these two are trivial to stack. You can stack these two at the same time with Coddle, these two very easily. Yeah, the biggest pain is probably that you have to go a bit further than Radiant Coddle to stack this camp. Because this camp equivalent here for Dire is one of these two. It is a little bit further from your tower. But we'll see here how Kits is going to be able to do, as yeah, very trivial for him to still secure last hits early with Illuminates. Nico again going with the buffed Lightning Storm earlier. We'll see how many Illuminates he plans on tanking here in this laning stage, but this one shouldn't really get too wild for a bit. Level 1 Mystic Snake here, after not in position to combo on the stuns because Bloody Nine is doing his thing and simply running at the Lina. I did say Lina eventually is going to be able to outtrade Bane, almost called him a Lich, and that eventually does become true. Maybe at level 3, 1-1-1 build here. At least when you've got a point in Fiery Soul, you can actually outtrade the Bane a little bit more effectively. But Dusa, the Stonebank Dusa, is going to have a much easier time here. Actually opting again for a very early Magic Wand in this lane. Not going for a ton of stats early and then immediately into the treads. Starting to see a lot more of this, especially over in NA. And I gotta say, the first person I saw this doing, I don't watch a lot of NA pubs, I'm not gonna lie, but the first person I saw this doing in competitive games, at least this season, was Gremlo. He was doing it in almost every single lane. And I think for an offlaner, it does make an awful lot of sense. Although it does buck the trend that you can see Luki going for, which is a much more standard double gauntlets of strength. Into basically double, wait, what? That didn't hit? Spear? Okay, I mean, I guess Spear level 1 is pretty doo-doo, but that was still surprising. I would have given that one to them. Probably wouldn't have been a first blood. But anyway, you can see Luki's going for the much more standard build here of double bracers. And on Mars, maybe this is the better build, but especially because he does need to tank a lot. You're expecting this Inkswell combo to at some stage connect. So perhaps the safer choice here.
You're not getting that.
And here they go. Kill attempt here on the Bloody Nine. This is guaranteed, as it'll be Paradise there, securing the last hit as well onto the Bane. Nice job there, setting up the LSA from the trees to ensure that kill. I guess for now, the earlier, like the camp differences I was going on about don't really affect the Coddle too much in these early first waves because you don't really care too much. You just want to get this easy camp, but you know, 6-7 minute BOTs is kind of standard on a mid lane Coddle. So we'll see here what Kits is going to be able to match, as I imagine that's Brown Boots on his way. Indeed, already. So 3-minute Brown Boots, even though he is currently being out CS by Nico. A couple of these, I imagine, are small camps, but this is a little bit of a dangerous spot to be in here, especially with another cast ready of the Lightning Storm. Another one in 2 seconds. Kits, oh, he got it with the last hit. Good effort there by Kits as he does plant the tree in an effort to break line of sight. He thought Nico was just going to dive him for another Lightning Storm, but did it the old-fashioned way, the right-click damage there on the Lush. That is significant here. A solo kill onto the Coddle. They're going to think about going now onto Lukey. They're a bit late on this combo, I think, though. The Inks will stun still is going to hit. A nice double stun, though. Does give an opportunity to turn, but with the creep wave here fighting, Yaren and Lukey don't really like their chances too much at this stage. They'll go again here, perhaps at a different time. Red 2 really starting to pop up in this mid lane as well. 10 denies is extremely commendable here versus a Coddle especially. He's had to probably deal with this matchup a few times. So they're just gonna, yeah, remove all of Stonebank's mana. I don't know what the efficient play is here for a Dusa. If you want to turn off your mana shield early level 1, I do see lots of Dusa players do that. But yeah, you know, given that you've got Mystic Snake now level 2, you know, a full wand, I think you can afford to rather keep your HP up. I'm not sure what the efficient play is there. All right. That's something actually quite good here about this matchup. Lesh can just easily stun Coddle out of Illuminate. You can see he got, what, 2 denies out of that entire wave, which is pretty big against a Coddle. This is not going to be a 6-minute BOTs, guys. This is going to be much later. And in no small part, thanks to how well Nico is playing this matchup right now, I have to add. He's going to have to run home, though. Incredibly mana-intensive, 3 points even now in Split Earth. But pretty mana-intensive, as they do get the kill down bottom on a Machiavelli. Oh, I should bring up, by the way, here. Hold on, Aaron. Oh, they'll pull him out of Healing Ward. Oh, and they will get him, actually. Nice job by Yarn. He did the maths. Lukey didn't really want to commit to that one, but luckily Yarn had plenty of damage output by himself for that kill. Now, do give me just 1 second. Yes, TOOBASED, they are using Machiavelli instead of Empyrean here for today's series. So Empyrean, the normal position 5 here for TOOBASED. Afro. Ooh, nice job there on the Breathe Fire. Dragon Slade, pardon. Did hit the 2. The Breathe Fire, of course, on the DK. Incredibly different abilities. Damage reduction, of course. Going in big time here. And again, I told you, this Bane, it's not too normal to really see him get bodied out of every single lane, but this is certainly a lane where he's going to struggle in, even with that early stick. Stonebank left yet again on his own, and there's the LSA that connects. Paradise, yeah, again, the Dragon Tail's a bit harder to reach with. So good positioning there by Stonebank. So long as he's outside of that kind of run-up and stun range on the DK, he'll be relatively safe without Bane in this lane. But he is going to be kind of zoned away from easily getting lots of CS. Checking up on this Coddle. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the worst BOTs. It will be like something like an 8 minutes bots, as he finally does get a couple of stacks out from Yaren. Some nice stacks as well from Bloody 9. Unfortunately, slightly mistimed this one, not a big deal. And Stonebank as well is going to be able to take good use of these, as he has had a little bit of a rougher laning stage. Let's see. Do we have a single point in the Edict right now for our Lesh? Yes, in fact, we've got 2. He's up to level 8 already, Nico. He's really starting to take over this lane. Top lane as well, 13 denies for the DK. I do think this lane starts to get a bit harder now. Kit's up to level 8 himself, you know, not too far behind the 8 ball even after that solo kill. He's got max Illuminate, which does make life much more difficult here for Lesh to be in lane. But here you go, Red 2 and Afromoosh even doubling up on the stun. Slightly inefficient, but it doesn't matter this early burst. The Dusa will be able to even steal a couple of stacks here. This is a big play by TOOBASED. You had 2 heroes that I want to even say needed these stacks. Coddle's at least going to get... Yeah, he's going to clear this hard camp. You know, he leaves the skeletons, whatever, Yarn. Stack me another camp. Does this actually... Oh, it is going to give the buff because there's a Hellbear still alive. I wonder if... Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The stacks give slightly less gold now, but who cares? It's still obviously the play worth making. Arena here, as Machiavelli cannot get the Phantom's Embrace out in time before the spear comes through. It's a pretty easy kill down there onto the Grim Stroke. DogChamp at least finding a little bit of luck in one of their lanes. When it comes to net worth, that is reflected here as well, with Lukey clocking in a very healthy second place here in terms of net worth. It's really Kits who's a bit further behind, but again, not by much. And now with BOTs up online, he is going to be rotating on over to this top lane where Paradise was making a pretty good beating of this tier 1 tower. But in comes Kits now. No point in the solar bind quite yet. So Bloody Nine's just going to be ran down by Red 2, who preempted this rotation. That Illuminate's going to miss. That's going to give a bit of confidence to Red 2, although he does miss the stun. Vermouth may be expecting that one to hit there, following up with the Luna Blade. But Coddle is going to remain alive. And in fact, he's going to heal pretty much back to full HP there, thanks to that Illuminate. And a good rotation there by the Coddle. 8 minutes and some odd seconds there on the BOTs. But the good news for him is that his next couple of items are relatively cheap when it comes to the itemizations of a mid laner. Earn is a mere 900 gold, as once again Red 2 is just stealing jungle farms. Stealing jungle farm, anyway, from DogChamp. But anyway, his next couple items will come quickly. Earn is incredibly cheap. He needs, that last hit, and he's got it. The upgrade to Vessel is 2100. Once he hits level 10, he is probably going to take the Solar Bind anyway, the first point, and just start trying to get a little bit more online. The problem is you don't kill Jug with this build, because he can just spin, right? And Jug just doesn't care about a Coddle, doesn't really care about a Mars anyway. And because it was a first phase Jug, and then you eventually picked him with the Medusa, you are relying on the core-to-core for DogChamp here to eventually win this match. The thing for DogChamp, and the thing that's actually good for them, is that Luki's still had a pretty phenomenal lane. This Grimstroke and Jug lane didn't really pop off. Aaron, I almost called him Yaren, pardon, even though there's a big difference there, a big one-letter difference. It's funny. Anyway, Aaron is not too far behind, but he's the poorest core, and Medusa, having already that built-in farming mechanism, of course, of Split Shot, is going to have a nice advantage here versus the Jug. Mars as well, he didn't get completely canceled. Luki's, in fact, he's got his first item coming to him now. That was just phase boots here. Not too bad, right? Only ended up going for the one bracer by the looks of it. No, he did go for the one bracer, yes, but he put the other Gauntlets of Strength into Solar Ring. So I imagine his next item here after Treads is simply going to be that Blink Dagger. The thing that's difficult for him is that Lesh is a kind of a hard kill here. You need Coddle and probably Rubik to get that kill. And then, if you're bringing that many people on over for a gank, it's likely to turn into a team fight, and that does become a little bit scary here. Especially because Paradise is already halfway towards his Blink Dagger. Is this like an identical item build right now, actually, on Luki and the DK here? Treads? No, okay, there's a Ring of Health that is making the difference right now, and Power Treads compared to Phase. But, it's still strikingly similar. It just goes to show you what, strength offlaners really want, and that's one thing. It's basically a Blink Dagger here after, after a bracer or two in lane anyhow. I wonder what this Ring of Health is for. Maybe Luki thought about going into, like, a Hood of Defiance? That seems pretty good this game, right? Lots of magic damage. Especially because Jug eventually will have a Maelstrom up the spin, right? Magic damage. Lesh, obviously. Magic damage. So, I don't know. I could see that becoming useful here. But, yeah, the Blink seems like more of a priority. Your initiation here for DogChamp isn't the best. I think they do kind of rely on Luki blinking in. And not so much finding like a perfect arena. Speaking of perfect, there's Nico finding a perfect arena. He'll bottle that for later. Well, that might come in handy. Yeah, Luki doesn't need to find like the perfect arena spear combo to catch the Jug and Lash every single time, right? He just needs to jump in there and get vision for the rest of his team. Because Rubik and Bane, they are supports that kind of want to go in after someone else does. Fortunately, they don't have like a Tide Hunter that also wants to do the same thing. So I think this draft actually works out for DogChamp, but it does mean Luki has to find farm. So far, he's able to do just that. So that's a good cut there by Aaron. I believe as he cuts the tree down as to not be speared.
Give me more.
Radiant are scanning.
Aaron's still farming in lane, and for good reason, right? He can't really be killed by a Mars. Where's the smoke? Okay, so this smoke is actually going for bottom. So actually, it's funny. Both supports and a mid are ganking the mid lane as they're just going to open it right on up there with the Fiend's Grip. Spear as well does end up connecting that time around. And the TP by Kits ends up being a little bit unnecessary. But that does mean he's out of the line of fire for the smoke gank that was coming top lane. TOOBASED, of course, not too unhappy with this. They'll still end up with a tier 1 tower. But Nico would have probably liked to put that haste rune to use. He's got max Edict now and a Blink Dagger as well early for the Lash, as he once again is going to grief the jungle of DogChamp. Down bottom, the push isn't nearly as fast here, although the wave clear is certainly excellent for DogChamp. That is something that they lack, while TOOBASED have it in spades. Zafarmush even starting to do a bit of damage mid. That's a scary spell steal. LSA here for a Rubik, right? He doesn't have that long cast animation, and he's got, well, doesn't really have any yet, but eventually he'll have increased and superior cast range. And again, a setup for it anyway if he should need it, because there's still a little bit of formation delay on that stun. That's just built in. Not much a Rubik can even do about that. So far, TOOBASED quite happy with this. That's Blink now for the DK, so wouldn't be surprised if they end up going for yet another smoke play here. DogChamp very comfortably farming on their cores, as is Lukey, who just now finishes his own Blink Dagger. So DogChamp might end up making a smoke play of their own. Underneath a ward right now is currently where simply TOOBASED are standing. We'll see if they... I don't know if that smoke was delivered to Nico. Yeah, that'd be a weird call. And Paradise isn't holding one either. So it seems like they're just kind of standing around, waiting for a smoke. And here it is, right? Malachi, he's got it coming. A little bit of waste of time here. Kind of consequential, right? Because now Kits just pushes out this mid wave, and mid's not really a gank. Lukey, he saw all those heroes gather around with a smoke on a courier. Like, he knows what's up, so he's out of here. And in the meantime, DogChamp, they've got yet again another advantage here when it comes to the smoke on smoke, as they end up smoking at the same time as simply TOOBASED. But because they have this ward up, they've got pretty good intel here. You can see that line being drawn. That is a Lesh line, I believe. I'm not really so great with my yellows, but I think I might be a little bit colorblind. But Paradise still finds the jump here. Nico immediately to follow up is fantastic, but now they have caught him and killed him. That was fast. Oh my goodness, no Eternal Shroud on this. Lesh, of course, he did go for the Blink Dagger, which is why Kits absolutely goes right through him. Like a hot knife through butter there. And speaking of hot, there's Breathe Fire and Dragon Slave for Lukey, but he doesn't care. In fact, he's going to go even further. LSA stun does hold him at bay from Afro, but Kits giving chase. He's got no mercy for ward units, including Healing Ward, as Lukey will split the gap there on the Spear of Mars. Fortunately for him, though, the stuns and the damage underneath the Tier 2 tower are lacking to kill him off. Even turns and bulwarks the tower last to spit in its face. But again, incredibly successful there for DogChamp. They do lose the Bane first, but they're incredibly fine with that, especially because Bane still has grip. Which means as soon as you've got basically Arena back online, you're good to continue fighting. Maybe Spirit form, but, you know, that's up in 10 seconds, so not really much of a downtime there. And I did say, you know, no Hooded Defiance for Red 2, no Eternal Shroud upgrade that he's deciding to go into, but still recognizing, obviously, that he just immediately got blown up by magic damage. Straight into the BKB, no delays there. And again, like I said, DogChamp, they still have a couple of ultis to fight around, and they still actually have this ward. This wasn't dewarded by Malachi. Now he's going to know there's a ward there. DogChamp probably know the gig's up now, but still find themselves in a pretty good position to make use of this smoke. As Lukey is going to head bottom, does have a TP scroll available. That's just a kill into Afro, though. They're not going to need much more than, yeah, just really the Coddle to secure it. You can see now he does have that Vessel upgrade, and even though this was a Coddle that probably, I would say, I mean, he didn't lose his lane. He didn't really win it like you'd expect the Coddle to do. So, relatively speaking, you know, didn't get the best laning stage, is what I mean to say. He's still fine. I mean, he just has really cheap items to get online. It's something like 4,500 gold total. A little bit more, slightly more, maybe we'll call it like 5,000 gold, basically this net worth of the Coddle, for him to be this much online. And he's already, you know, killing the enemy mid laner with ease, while the enemy mid, as Luki gets that very easy kill, Red 2 needs basically a 4,000 gold item, you know, being the BKB, to simply live against Coddle, you know? Of course, the advantage there being that Coddle literally doesn't do a single thing to Lesh once the BKB is online. But before, you can see how effective this Coddle is, right? This is something that like Insani was talking about. Like it's these relative item timings and power spikes. That's a major kill onto Nico, by the way. That's huge. Nice play there by Luki, who rotates over, being in there at right time, right place there for the kill. Very unfortunate for Lesh. This ward is still up, by the way. Kind of wild. Bloody Nine might just Fiend's Grip here, or he's going to Fiend's Grip Aaron. Yeah, why not? There's no cores nearby. It's just the supports, but they still have the kill. Unbelievable. He got it with Brain Sap. Aframush, he's going to die as well. That's, of course, a stolen LSA. Machiavelli, I call him Malachi early. It's Machiavelli, pardon me, is going to end up joining, unfortunately, the feed train here, making it 4. Oh, he died. He goes to the neutrals. Okay, not so bad, not so bad. The neutrals mighty upset there by Coddle blasting them. But, you know, it's still 4 dead here in favor of DogChamp, even though they don't get the one support. I mean, the whole time, right? Stonebank's just farming away. He's now got 2 of the 3 ultimate orbs that he's going to eventually get building, right? These latter 2 are going to end up going into that Eye of Scotty. So he's making pretty good progress. And, again, he had also a very difficult lane. They didn't kill him, but his Bane wasn't able to make as much space as you'd really like a Bane to make. Didn't do a poor job either, this Bloody Nine, don't get me wrong. It was just a pretty tough lane for him. Did the best he could, and that was enough, really. Especially with how well he's been playing so far. 2 out of 2 Fiend's Grips have been full channeled, basically, onto the Juggernaut. So, good stuff here. And again, that's why I brought that up the draft. Paradise is going to end up trying to counter-initiate here. The stun, the Into of the Nightmare save, though, is perfect from DogChamp. They avoid the damage. In fact, the stolen LSA again onto Aframush. They're going to turn first onto Paradise. He drops the fireball before he goes. Not really much he could do there. At the very least, Afro makes it out alive. But here, they've caught a Juggernaut here. Aaron has spin, but no TP. Will they end up making this dive here? Bloody Nine is chasing for it. Doesn't have grip, though, for 20 more seconds as the Omni Slash is out now, but the damage being spread to the creep waves and between Amars. They easily can tank through that. Bloody Nine ends up dying to Red 2, who is now looking for revenge. No BKB yet for him, but he's going to tear through the Rubik as they double up on the Laguna Blade. Luki from behind still has a spear to throw. Is going to go in and immediately cancel the TP of Nico, but ends up that kind of saving him here. Not quite, only for a second, as Kit still has the kill, has the range there to apply the debuff of the Vessel, as that's going to be Luki getting that last kill, blinking into Illuminate as he threw out the Lash, but wants the healing himself. You know, a good fight yet again there for DogChamp. Who just opportunistic, and you know, nice job by the supports, kind of tanking that magic damage that the Lash has in spades. You can see this Coddle. I mean, fortunately, at least if you're 2-base, this is the last fight where Coddle is completely uncancelled. As well, there's Paradise. Yeah, he's going to have to apologize for that one. A bit of an unnecessary death, unfortunately for him. Really, I mean, you just don't have damage. There's no Omni Slash, and even if you can fight around your Lesh, he'd much rather just farm the 500 gold he needs for BKB and be immune to basically almost all of DogChamp, really. What's going on here? Ward's not up anymore, but DogChamp's still fighting around it. They've got this ward up, which is quite interesting. Decent vision, as they will trap Nico. Aaron, of course, can simply spin away. They're turning for Nico. Their spear hits, and he's dead. Kits again with another kill as Aframush does stun up Stonebank, who's finally joining fights, but the Stone Gaze makes him immune. That is now Afro dead. Machiavelli here to follow. Yaron secures that kill. That was grip used as well by Bloody Nine. And that spin from Aaron. Spear just misses out from Luki. Luki would have been an incredible spear to hit there. Not too big a deal, though. You're still quite happy with what you found here in that engagement for DogChamp.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now BKB is up by the Coddle. It's completely eclipsed now this Lesh when it comes to farm. Machiavelli at 2 base there. TBing behind towers, but Lesh is even farther behind his BKB than he was about a minute ago when I last brought it up. Stonebank in the meantime,
Radiant's bottom
full
tower is
Scotty.
under attack.
Full eye of Scotty here. Tier 2 taken for free as over in the river, Bloody 9 and Lukey have been caught. 2 base tier are going to take advantage of that at the very least. It's a lot of gold for Afro, 792. The assist gold, though, doesn't put Red 2 too far behind his BKB. Paradise, however, is still pretty far from his and is therefore very, very exposed to all the magic damage there that DogChamp tosses his way. They will group up here, probably take another tier 2 tower without Paradise to initiate, even with a BKB on Lesh. The fights are not easy here for Simply 2 base. We're behind 13k now at this stage. And it's a very good distribution here on net worth here for DogChamp. They are having a very strong game, as that might just be a kill on a Machiavelli. Stroke of Fate only level 1, not the best deal, unfortunately, for Yaren. Probably wanted to keep the LSA, but now he knows. He can just steal it right back. Oh, well, he'll take Dragon Slave as well. Thank you. That's nice. Let's see how much damage amplification that kind of ends up being. Nearly 400 damage here on this thing. Oof. Oof out, shall we?
What was I doing?
Alrighty. 2 base, they need to really get a good fight with this BKB on Lesh, is the thing. And I don't know, man. Because Kits has a BKB of his own, it feels like unless he's initiated on, which is, you know, I probably 2 base way back into this game, if he's initiated on and the Medusa perhaps is still not farming and fighting with the team, you can blow up this Coddle really, really quickly. Hell, even if you manage to reach him with an Omni Slash, you can kill him through BKB, so he's not completely immune. But still, it's safe to say that at this stage, Aaron really isn't doing the majority of the damage. It's still up to mostly probably the Mars and the Coddle at this stage, right? So, that BKB, right? If they pop BKB, if they be in the mid laners this match, just pop BKBs at the same time. It's basically just a 9-second cooldown where they don't do anything to each other. Lesh still has a little bit of advantage. Yeah, sure, you know, Diabolic Edict goes to the BKB, pure damage, sure. But, you know, given that Coddle's equally as fast, if not faster than a Lesh with Light Form active, I just don't see that as being a likely avenue where they kill him through BKB, not with Edict anyway. First Roche is going to go uncontested here to DogChamp. This is going to make things much more difficult because now with this Aegis, Stonebank almost certainly joins all of these fights. And, well, if he Stone Gazes through the BKB duration of Lesh, it feels like Coddle doesn't even have to BKB. I don't know. This is looking really hard. If basically 2 base, they need to get these Coddle BKB durations really low. If they manage to do that and then start taking fights with like a 7 and 6 second BKB charge, maybe they start looking a little bit better. The problem is, then Stonebank's completely online. What do you do against this? That's a little bit more difficult, isn't it? Because this is a position 5 Grimstroke with no farming potential whatsoever, 1 point in Stroke of Fate, 1/4/4 right now, 1/3/4 even here at level 10 for the Grimstroke. He's got no chance to farm with Axe. I mean, that's going to be like a 1-hour Axe at this stage. Afro in the meantime, don't think there's any major items on him. No Yules even quite yet, as he does need to save for the buyback. Paradise heading, Swamp thought about making the jump. We'll think better of it here for now in this instance. Stonebank starts taking a bit of damage. Thank you for your mana, Lena, he says, as he's not recovered all too much. Hits and Paradise. Okay, Paradise didn't get a stun out here. Doesn't have Elder Dragon form. He's almost dead already, and he's going to die to a Coddle right click. In the meantime, they've taken down Machiavelli, and that's a BKB from Nico, a BKB TP that he canceled. He's going to try and fight through this. Not sure if he was maybe in Stone Gaze area, and that's why he had to cancel the TP. I didn't quite notice. Aaron does not find the opportunity to go in either during that kind of duration, and Yaren sees him. LSA stun is going to miss, though. That's a little bit unfortunate from him. Yeah, he knows he messed that one up. Not too big of a deal, especially because you're still a 3v5 advantage. And yeah, now we can really see the Medusa starting to increase her output. She's going to have Daedalus here momentarily after she tears through this top barracks, rather. The sustain as well that Coddle still grants you, right? Even though he's not up front and center doing all the damage, is still immense. And TOOBASED, I think, just really starting to crumble under the pressure here. Unfortunately, Paradise makes that jump with Inkswell. It just can't find a target in melee range, really. He might have been enfeebled. Maybe that was actually the enfeebled coming in clutch there. That single point does give you the cast range reductions. And, oh, they caught here. It's a big jump. Oh, Aaron's just dead. Stonebank doing the damage, kills Machiavelli on accident here. Will now focus fire onto Paradise, and that's simply GG. Stonebank an ultra kill. Wants the Lash. The Lash is still inside the fountain and will not be coming outside to give the Rampage. But DogChamp, I mean, an absolute stomp here in game one. I gotta be honest. I thought TOOBASED might stomp.